Guys, Juan Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. We're not teaching you to rise to the occasion, but what we are teaching you is to fall to your level of preparation. Prep every single day, every single moment, every single chance, every single opportunity that you've been given. You got to be taking 1,000% full advantage of it. Let's go today, folks. So today, it's our first day of June. We're in the first day of June of 2025. Thriving, time to thrive. 6 months in, time to thrive, 2025. And yes, it has been a thriving year for your one and only. However, I do have to call out certain parts of my profession, all right? Not certain parts, a whole lot of parts of my profession. I consider myself as an educator person that has a fitness and athletics background. That's kind of how you would describe my profession, which is becoming more common these days, given that we have these devices to record ourselves, given our thoughts and given our background on a day-to-day basis, all right? So one of the things that has absolutely disgusted me about the education world of being an educator, and this started when I was a kid, is this idea, this concept of teaching students to memorize answers and not actually critically learn things so they can apply it to their actual lives after school, all right? What we are teaching, or what has been going on since the beginning of the time. Now, let me just give you some context here, because what brought me onto this subject is this. So I teach at this school named the Center for Creative Education, and it's probably as close to you're gonna get in terms of, teaching kids how to critically think, how to creatively solve problems, how to, manage certain things, how to apply certain things to life and, take a creative approach to learning. It's the closest you're probably gonna get. However, there still are issues and holes that need to be cleaned up, because at this current juncture, we are preparing the students for some multiple choice tests, and throughout this entire week, there's been nothing but a element of memorization. Hey, I'm going to give you this practice test so you can memorize this and then do well on the hopefully do well on the test, so I as a teacher can keep my job, I can keep my tenure and all this other nonsense. So that is what normally goes on. That there's a huge epidemic of that going on in the public school system, in the college university system, and how we go about evaluating students. And I challenge you that this Move Swiftly thought isn't necessarily to call out specific educators, because there's a difference between the education system and specific educators like myself who go above and beyond and work towards teaching young students how to take a certain math lesson, take a certain science lesson, take a certain social studies lesson, and apply it to the things they actually care about. There's a great deal of credit to be given to folks like that, and there's a lot of them that I've met, that I have had on my show, and we've talked and we've connected and networked and all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of those. However, I am calling out the system that continues to perpetuate this bullshit where you are constantly moving towards standardized tests and making not only kids but also the teachers who need jobs and need a tenure and all that, are looking for tenure. You're making them their value is based on what certain test scores are, and they're getting accepted based on certain test scores, and they were just kind of taught how to memorize things and not critically think about problems that may come up on a day-to-day basis. That is the issue, and I challenge you all the business owners. Our business owners now, the people that I serve every single day, the people that I aspire to make sure that they've adopted my innovative teamwork system, which, by the way, go to freeguide.makeyourmove.com to get you a free guide on how to utilize innovative teamwork to reduce the turnover in your business. Make sure you do that as soon as possible. I am challenging all you business owners to make sure you're taking a creative approach towards how you go out and bring people in, how you go out and create your services, how you go out and serve people, because you're combating a system that's teaching students how to simply be great memorizers, how to memorize stuff on the test, as opposed to actually critically learning things and applying it to whatever problems may come up in the workplace or in their day-to-day lives. That's what we have to start to decipher. That's what we have to start focusing on, is raising critical thinkers, and not just about students who memorize tests and all that kind of stuff. So all that being said, like I mentioned, main website to check out to dive deeper into all the work I'm doing. It's makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. one-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Come out every day, multiple times a day. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.